Hi, my name is Nicole White Kennedy. Welcome to my short video on painting people in the environment. Starting with a montage of my works, these paintings focus on my favorite subjects, people in a spontaneous moment, living their lives, passing through a scene in motion. I love the process of bringing these moments and stories to life using oil on canvas. You will see my process via progressions on how I approach different scenes using a variety of methods. It's been a real honor for me that some of my paintings have received national and regional recognition. While there's nothing wrong in painting from photos, nothing beats painting from the live model in terms of really getting to understand the form, the color, the skin tones. Sometimes I take the paintings I do of a model in a studio, and then I just build a narrative around them. This progression of painting dog days of summer started with the app Procreate, a great way to identify my lights and shadow areas. There's a lot going on in this street scene. I think by keeping the light and shadow shapes and the values true throughout and using a minimal palette, that it made it easier for me to bring this street scene to life. This next piece, a 30 by 40, was all about the beautiful shapes of dappled light, of light and shadow. The people are actually more of a dressing in the trattoria than they are the focal point. Summer in Full Swing is one of my paintings that never had a reference photo. I had the girls in one photo, the background in another, and some of it I just made up. But the trick was to have that wonderful evening lighting, end of the day, after the beach, 3 girls walking with purpose in a little coastal town. I like to start using just the least amount of line and drawing and just washing in shapes very abstractly. That way it helps me let the painting build, work on the light and dark so that the form appears. One of the trickiest parts for any artist is knowing when to stop. This next piece was so much fun to paint. I identified the huge shapes, the large shapes of light and shadow. It's a 30 by 24. And the intention was to focus on these 2 women who have so much attitude walking down this street in Spoleto, Italy. But by keeping the colors pure in light and shadow, I think it came to life. It never ceases to amaze me that sometimes just the most simple pose can say so much in terms of a narrative. Often when I start my figures, I start with washes of red oxide or other simple colors, maybe ultramarine blue. Here I wanted to keep detail to a minimum on everybody except the girl who's in the focal point. Just the light and shadow shapes really get the body language down. Summer Stripes started as a painting built together by just abstract shapes and washes. It allows me to move things around and make changes with greater ease than if I'd gone in with details from the start. Summer starts as a 12 by 12 painting, and I have a video on YouTube if you want to see the full progression. But once again, painting groups, more than one person, but a group of people on the beach reacting to each other, the environment, everything around them, is just a theme I've always come back to. One of my favorite ways to draw is by not drawing at all, but just wiping out the light areas and see the painting magically appear, like this evening rodeo pickup guy. I just love the body language of these two girls in Before the Rodeo, which is a 14 by 11. I just can imagine what they're talking about, and I couldn't resist painting the girl's dress on the right. Lakeside started as a 2-inch thumbnail, and you can already see the attitude in the pose. I did not have a reference photo for this. This was one of those scenes where I kind of recreated it from various photos, and a lot of it was just creating the narrative as I went, and it was really just a lot of fun to paint. Swimming Siblings 15 by 30 was a painting that I was kind of afraid to do because it's always hard to put people in water, especially water that's moving like this, but I gave it a shot anyhow. I can't think of a better way to practice painting the figure than doing small demos, and in this case wiping out the lights as abstract shapes and then putting in the shadow shapes, and the figure will just magically appear. One of my favorite ways to capture attitude and body language is starting with a stick figure and then just adding a few hints of light in the right places. Not only does the form appear, but so does a narrative. It never ceases to amaze me how starting with wiping out your lights really can bring a body into motion so quickly. For me, the easiest way to capture a figure in the environment is to start with a tonal. By being able to adjust the figure before I put in the color, it just gives me a structure to build around and to build a story. Between Poses, 16 by 12.